So, mate, we're off and racing now. You're clearly pretty good at rugby. It started somewhere.
It did, yeah.
I'm going to say New Zealand.
It sure did, in my hometown of Waikiki.
Right. Tell me where it started. Where did it all begin?
I think, well, as growing up as a Kiwi, the next thing after walking is playing footy, you know, and it just started from the young age of playing sport. My parents were into sport, my grandparents, they're all into sport, and then it kind of just carried on from that. My old man's very competitive, so I like to think that I got the trait from him as well. I started playing rugby when I was 4, and then pretty much never stopped. I played when I was younger. I played under 19s, 21s when I was 18, 19 as well, and kind of excelled, I suppose, in those levels playing with older guys, and then it just went from there. Yeah, I just love footy, I suppose.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
When did you come over here?
2013 come over here with my partner Chloe. Sorry, I should say wife. 2013, had a year off in the 2014, and then played at uni, started uni at 2015.
Right.
Yeah.
Why uni? Like nearest club? Or?
Was nearest club, literally. I lived in Kiwana at the time when I first came over, and then we just looked up online, and it was, I think, it was the last year that whoever won the premiership, and it ended up being uni, and they were the closest. I think it was uni or Noosa. It might have been or Caloundra. But anyway, the closest one was uni. So I was 10 minutes up the road. I was pretty new. I knew nobody. So it was an easy way to
make 50 mates.
Literally, yeah. And now hundreds, you know, and now, you know, lifelong friends as well.
Right. So 2013, you've had a run.
Or 2015 was first run.
Oh, so 2013, you moved here, but 2015.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And that was a premiership year.
That was premiership. Yeah. It was first year. Yep.
Stevie Scotland as the coach.
Yep.
What was that like? Coming from New Zealand, having an Aussie telling you what to do.
It was pretty daunting at the start because I was still only 19, so I wasn't even hadn't even matured yet, you know. And then coming over here and then seeing the likes of BD, Wellborn, dudes like that are fucking huge, you know. And because I'd always played 10 back home, played a little bit on the forwards, mainly played 10, and then come over here and played second 5, well, inside centre, and I was a string bean. Looking back at photos now, I'm like fucking a stick. And no, I think, well, the season went really well. You know, I just kind of did what I had to do, learned like whatever the code was over here. The hardest thing was the calls, because everything's fucking different over here to back home. Like your cuts back home is a miss pass, as a cut, where the cut over here is the miss pass. So little things like that I was kind of getting used to, I suppose. But yeah.
You should try leagues. Same move.
I always thought about fucking playing league, and I was like, oh, no, I don't know.
Right, so 2015.
2015,
You've gone all the way through. Rack up a massive score in the grand final. This must be pretty easy.
Yeah, I ended up scoring, I think I scored 2 tries in the grand final because my parents flew over for it. They flew over the night before, surprised me with that, played the next day, had a great game, and yeah, couldn't have gone fucking any better. And then I didn't see them for another 2 days, I think.
Yeah. Thanks for coming.
It was like that. It was like, yeah, thanks for coming, but now I've got to fucking back it up with the boys.
I've got this pre-committed interview process I have to go.
Yeah.
Some meetings on. Oh, cool. So from there, you just kept on playing.
Yeah. Just fell in love with the club, I suppose, and just loved rugby. It would be pretty hard to go somewhere else after winning a premiership in your first year, you know, especially being a young dude as well. I didn't have very many mates then. The friendship that I did have was outside of the rugby. So, and I was always part of a rugby community environment growing up, you know. So it just made sense to stay and play, you know.
Yeah. So from there, you jumped in at the peak. you felt all the highs, and then from there it was a gradual decline for a few years.
Was that's when I went captain. Turned to shit. Turned to shit, and I was kicking at the time too. And I fucking will never. The boys will never let it down because I was kicking off the cone, so I could kick a ball, and I could always kick it over at training. But when it comes to the game, fucked if I can kick it. Like, and I just used the normal training cone because my old man just taught me always it was head down, follow through, head down, follow through, and that's all I fucking did. But in the games, I fucking missed the bloody thing. So yeah.
Yeah, but you were scoring points and stuff there.
yeah. 5-2. Fuck it.
So, yeah, it was a tough time because you had all those guys who were. It was the tail end of the what do you call it? I guess the previous dominant era.
The previous gen, yeah. So
you lost the Dellas and that.
Della, Beatty, Wellborn, all those kind of boys, they were phasing out from there. So it was definitely a rebuilding start of the club, definitely.
And you didn't have the young guys coming through.
Just yet, yeah. It was kind of like the camaraderie had kind of moved on, and we had to start again with players that didn't really know each other just yet, weren't really gelling, hadn't really learned, I suppose, the way that the boys before had played, which made the club so good, because those boys had been together for so long. You know, they were brothers, best mates, and we kind of hadn't had that click just yet.
Yeah, so there was a bit of rebuilding.
There was a lot of there was.
Like you were Portos and
Porters, yeah. Millo's best year was 2015.
Yes.
I'll always say that to him. Bring back 2015 Millo.
What was his teeth like?
No comment. Oh, the haircut was always fucked, but that was Miller. You know, that was Miller. No matter who gave him shit, he just fucking owned it, eh? And I'll always respect that for that man because he just does not give a fuck. And that's like, as time goes on, everyone learns, just don't give a fuck what anyone says. He just learned that so early.
He had that at 14. He used to come to training.
His parents probably thought that about him.
Yeah, you'll never about to
Yeah.
He used to rock up to training. Like, his age group used to train with A grade often.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm running around there, and he was pissing us all off.
I would be. His mouth wasn't shut.
So
yeah.
He had this emo hair that was
I'd love to see that. Please find that.
Bit of a Rod Stewart thing.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, we're not talking about him. We're talking about you.
What?
So you had that period where things were sort of rebuilding. So 2016, 2017, 2018, you went through a few coaches in there.
Yep, we had Reese Davies. We had Reese, we had Keith, and who else do we have? That might have been it.
That was it.
We had Keith for a couple of years. Yeah, Steve, Reese, and then Keith. And it was tough because obviously different coaches coming in have their way of going. Reese was really good because Reese was a younger dude, and he kind of clicked a lot with us. And he come from a professional background with his coaching as well. So, and we could kind of relate to him. Where Keith, on the other hand, Keith was like way over experienced for us. Like he was in, I think it was Japan, coaching in Japan, and then he come over to the Barbarians, and we're on our rebuilding phase. Oh, it was fuck. Felt sorry for that man at some stage.
Yeah, stepped out of the Reds.
Literally, yeah, into the Barbarians.
Into a community country club.
And especially with the fact that we're just really country boys at heart, aren't we? Fucking on the piss after that, all the shenanigans that happens with it. I think those off-field years, though, were one of the better years at the start. That's where all the magic was happening, off the field, not on the field.
So you were gelling together socially.
Slowly, yes. Slowly, yeah.
It's one thing about a rugby, particularly country one. As country as we are.
Yeah.
You kind of live and breathe life together.
No, that's right. We all play the game for the same thing.
It's not the transaction of the game itself. It's we've got this common interest. So now
beers. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much, isn't it? That's when the chatter starts after the night on the piss.
Exactly. Yeah. So, there's still nothing that comes close to that.
No.
All right. So then, after those sorts of years, you start to bring it back together. And what Tronky comes in 2019?
2019, yeah. Well, I went down to Jeeps in 2018, so I had a year off there. Yeah, went down there and then come back once Mabby passed. Come back after that because he was a big part of my start of the club as well. And then come back after that.
So was that a rally call from the boys? We're all going to get together and do this for him, or?
Nah, it was probably a couple of two things. One, it didn't quite go the way I wanted. I had planned in my head of how it was going to go in Brisbane. I probably, looking back at it now, probably should have given it a little bit longer and trusted the process. You know, I've always been about that, trusting the process of where you start to where you finish kind of thing. But that on the back of the Mabby thing with my mates, who I'd already just made good friends with, it kind of just like made sense to come home. Plus, I was living in Mango Hill. We moved down there to be closer to footy as well. I was working in there, and the work wasn't what I was chasing, and it kind of just it wasn't right. You know, it just didn't feel right. So we decided to come back.
Okay. Then Tronky steps in and brings with him
A big dick Tronk. Yep.
and accountability.
Yep.
And a team that's finally starting to come together.
Yep.
Right. So I don't remember what happened in 2019. Was that through the grand final?
Nah, we didn't win. We didn't go to a GF. We got knocked out semis, I think. We got knocked out in semis.
But back playing semis again.
Yeah. Back playing. There's only 4 teams. So yeah, semis every year, baby.
Made the top 4.
That was the hardest part though about fucking playing on the coast there, especially coming from back home. We had, teams of 8, 9, and then coming over here and you've got a team of 4 playing them every 4 weeks with the bye. That's hard enough to keep people committed. But that's where it started when Tronky came over. Like Tronky just knew how to coach fucking rugged backyard players. Like that's what he's good at.
Yeah. So then, all right, 2020, COVID hits, fucks everything up.
Yeah, those were the fucking Zoom call trainings. Those were fucking shit, man. Those were so shit. What were we doing? We were doing like 200 fucking burpees, fucking up and downs, like in the backyard. I remember having Reedy over at mine actually, because it was you could have must have been one person around at your house at the time with COVID or something like that. Reedy comes around. And we're doing the workout. I have lived in this place at Torrell Drive. It was literally the place where everyone just come back and got fucking maggot. And we ended up doing there. It was a shit backyard. It was like flooded and everything. And me and Reedy were out the back there doing this. And I turn around, he's fucking vomiting out the back. I think we also had, so everyone must have logged in. There was about 30 of us on these Zoom calls. And then we're doing, I can't remember the workout. It must have been burpees or something like that. And then all of a sudden, Millo's done. And we're like halfway through. I was like, that's fucking Millo.
Was that not finishing or had already completed it all?
Oh, counts in 3s.
Yeah, good things in finance.
Yeah.
Right. So, but when you finally got back to the field and played the back end of that season, from memory, that was a great final. A narrow loss.
Narrow loss, yeah.
To Caloundra.
Oh, Caloundra. One of the 2. Definitely not Maroochydore.
It's interesting because Maroochydore.
I can't really remember the phase before COVID because 21, 22, 23 were
Celebrated a bit too much.
Well, that's right. That's where I lost the brain cells. Yeah.
Well, let's get into what that was because that's the fun stuff. So you went on a 3-peat, but you obviously had to climb the mountain first. 21.
Yeah.
What can you remember from the 21 season?
Well, 21 was the first year my first year that I went to the Fords. So I'd played 12 and 13 the whole time leading up to that. And then it must have been 2020, we were going through our rebuilding phase and we kind of went through a patch of we lost Mongrel in the full pack. We were getting pushed back in the forwards. Like we were trying our best. We've always been a small pack, So I said to Tronky, I was like, fuck it, give me fucking go in the 4-pack. And I'd never done it at senior level, never did really done it at junior level either, but I just knew that I just loved to hit cunts, you know? So that was the first year I went into the 4-pack and pretty much just fell in love with the game again. Like, hands down, fell in love with the game again. Had learned so much more respect as a back about how hard you have to work being a forward. You know, I don't think the backs really know how fucking hard it is to get down, get up, tackle, down, up, tackle, on a fucking repeat. And the boys that don't necessarily always get the ball are still doing that shit. You know, no matter if you're the loosey or the front rower, like they're all working exactly the same. Whereas as a back, you know, you stand at the back for a while, you may not get the ball for a bit, you're fucking standing around, and then you do something, and then you back out again. So it was completely different. But what I do remember is falling in love with the game again. Like, that definitely changed my perspective on the game and why I love it. I just enjoyed the simple part of footy: tackle, get the ball, run it straight, get down, tackle something. Yeah, if only there was rucking. If there was rucking,
you're born 10 years too late.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I do have some memories of rucking back when I was a child, when I was a kid. And to think of what they could have been now, because like back home, you used to walk with the steel sprigs across the concrete before you play, just sharpen them up. Now we're wearing blades, you know.
Which is probably worse because they slice up easier.
Yeah. So I didn't think I ever did any rucking because everyone would just bitch about it. As soon as you ruck now, there's fucking someone screaming at the bottom. Pussies. Yeah.
Yeah, but then when we look at this, maybe there's some truth to it.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so you've gotten through to the grand final, and from memory that was Caloundra. You played a different team every year. Caloundra, Richfield, and Noosa, right?
Yep.
Caloundra, big boys. Was the first. You're back in the big dance. Do you remember much from the game?
I remember the national anthem thinking I just wanted to fucking break out a haka or something. You know, I was so pumped from that because I'd never really been in a seniors final at all. So I'd never experienced all the atmosphere. And it's a lot. Even at amateur footy, it's a fucking lot to take in, you know, like but nah, it is all kind of a blur. Like, all I kind of remember is doing all I could to help the team. You know, like, I can't actually remember too much, to be honest.
But that's the final whistle went, and then there's a trophy for you.
That's right.
You remember the celebration?
World champs, baby. Yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Was it different to 2015 for you?
Yeah, because I definitely felt a lot more comfortable around the boys. I grew a rugby community family that I had kind of settled into because I'd been there for 6 years now. So there was a lot of friendships. There was a lot of people that I knew as well. A lot of people kind of knew me if I didn't know them just through uni. I definitely enjoyed the piss up after. That was good. I think after the 2015 one, the 2015 piss up, sorry to go back to that. That's when I first properly met Macaulay. So 2015, I woke up at a house on the Monday and didn't even know where I was. I had to go through the kitchen and look into the fucking drawers and look for an envelope to see whose house I was at. And I remember because I woke up in my playing kit still. I still had green all over me. And then I think Macaulay walked out, and I was like, "Fine, fuck yeah, I know where I'm at." Yeah, that was the start. Yeah.
So you lifted the trophy, you did the speech, all that sort of stuff, because you're the captain, right?
Yeah.
Then 22 rolls around. Yeah, after a few hangovers. And do you remember much from that season? That was Mauritius in the final.
Not really, to be honest. No.
No.
All just a bit of a blur.
It all sort of rolls into it together.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I get that. Especially with the head knocks.
I think that was the fuck a few of those. I think 22 was the one we had that at home. We defended our line for a good 5-10 minutes. That one? Was that one, eh?
I think so.
Yeah. And I remember the sigh of relief after, because I got so emotional after, because you train all season to put your body on the line, work for your mates, and then we're literally on the line for the last 5-10 minutes defending our line, and if they had a score, they would have won. And just the emotion after, that's what I definitely remember, the emotion after that I felt from how hard we all worked to be able to get the dub, and then, and especially a back-to-back W, coming from where we had just come through from a rebuilding phase. There was a very, very proud moment there.
Oh, for sure. And more partying.
And more partying. Yeah. And more piss-ups.
Yeah, that relief is something real. In fact, every person I've spoken to is when that final whistle blows, most of the time you weren't the underdogs, you were the expected.
No, yeah, that's right.
So it's
Well, we just dominated the season, we went on a fucking good run there for a while of not losing for a bit. And did we lose the semi? We might have come third. We come top of the table, lost the semi.
No, you would have won the major semi because you would have hosted it.
No, that's right. Must have been one of the other years.
I don't think you finished top. I think you finished second. But I don't.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
I did that. All right. Much from the third one. Was that your last year?
Third was my last. Yep. So I just had Sadie that year, our daughter, and the third was one of the best years because we had Eugene, we had Ramo. Those were two guys that fucking leveled us up. Like Ramo, man speaks for himself. Big man, led from the front. Everyone fucking listened to him. He was a professional rugby player. We all had so much respect for him, and Eugene as well. Eugene's one of the fucking smartest motherfuckers out there to do with rugby that I know. And I really enjoyed being behind Eugene because he just fucking dominated. I remember being in the scrum and just fucking smacking him on the ass, going, "This is your moment. This is your moment," and we would just fucking run over him. I do remember that big time. The demolition that we made in those scrums, we were folding teams.
All right, so that's it. You hang out the boots from there. Well, you never really hang out the boots.
No. I kind of decided to, because I'd always put so much time into footy that when we had Sadie, I decided just to give a little bit of time back. It's like you work 6:30 till 5. I was working down in Brisbane at the time, straight to footy training, home at 9 o'clock on a Tuesday, 10 o'clock on a Thursday, then into the Saturday. And rugby is a second full-time job, So I just decided to give it back to the girls.
So that didn't seem to strip away from the club because I still see you there.
Yeah, I
don't come off.
I haven't been there that recently. I am getting back in, but I always do enjoy getting back around the younger gen. I do have a very vivid moment from the 2023 setup. At the end of the game, it was Cooper. So because I was kicking through that time, he came up to me after the game, and I can't remember exactly what the words exchange was, but I gave him my kicking tee. He'd always given me the tee at every game. He was my number one little supporter. And when I gave him the tee, he actually opened up a bag that he had, and he had heaps of teas in his bag as well. But what I did when I kicked the tee, I put an arrow on the tee, so that's where I lined up to. And as he opened the bag, all his tees had arrows on it. It was fucking, and this was like just after the celebration started too, so I was a bit jiggity. And once I seen that, it kind of really hit home for me massively, because I was like, I'm just an amateur footy player. I'm nobody special, but to him, I'm someone that he looks up to, someone that's changed the way that he looks at the game, because he's doing something that I've done, and I didn't learn it from anybody. I just did it because I couldn't fucking kick, and I just lined it up and kicked the ball.
There's something to that.
Yeah, and that was, I've actually said that quite a few times over the couple of years, of what my biggest memory is of my later part of my career was that moment with Cooper. Yeah,
That's special.
it was, man. It was very special. yeah, it was. Yeah, I think the club has definitely pushed me into being a leader. Right. I've always learning from coming over. It was all about, I couldn't really talk the talk. I may have spoke some shit, and I might have screamed and shouted at the time, not really knowing what I was talking about. But my actions, I believe, is what made me good at what I was doing. I always led from the front. I would like to think with my actions, and that's now worked into my work role. Do as I say, not what is it? Do as I say, not as do as I do, other way around. Yeah. So, it's definitely helped me build into being a good person, a better father, putting other people first in front of me. Yeah. Especially the fact that I don't have any family over here either. We've got my Chloe's side, but my side, there's no one here. So uni was someone where a team where I've grown life friendships with, like Cosity and Macaulay. They were both groomsmen at my wedding. Shano, him and Kim, they are like grandparents to Sadie, and BT as well. So I've definitely made friendships that are like family through the club. It's pretty special like that.
That's beautiful. Influential people from the club.
My first one would have been Beatty. Beatty was the man. He was someone where whoever someone spoke, everyone just listened. Everyone just shut the fuck up and listened, because Beatty's speaking. And he always led from the front as well. He was just he was just a crash and bash. He would just fucking put his head in the way. He lost a few brain cells too, I bet. Beatty for sure. As I said, Eugene, Ramo. Yep, multiple coaches. Haps, Vicky, they're definitely ones that my family love.
That's because they've had a Vicky burger, right?
Yeah, no, it's because of fucking me and Haps in the grandstand after the finals. That's what it is. Now, those two people that we cherish dearly. Every time we go to the club, they're the first people we see. First people want to see, just because of how much effort that they put in and how nice and lovely people that they are. They just put everyone else first. And yeah, Vic and Happy are definitely they're beautiful people.